Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen here with Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering the University of Penn State taking on the University of Notre Dame. Before I get right into that, for the Capital Orange Bowl, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at Penn State, you saw what they were up against. They were up against the Heisman favorite. Essentially, they beat Boise State soundly. They made sure that they didn't essentially get their actual record for the most running yards since Barry Sanders from Austin Genty. And they really held the game in serve. They did what they wanted to do. They had their way. They were just a better team offensively, defensively, special teams. And that's not by design. That's just because they're a bigger, stronger program, more of a NIL, more of everything. So, of course, they were supposed to win. Notre Dame, of course, we know about the tragedy that happened in New Orleans. They were supposed to play yesterday between Georgia and Notre Dame, and that moved the game back a day. Again, condolences to everybody that lost family members in that tragedy, sad ordeal. Georgia versus Notre Dame looked uneven. Early in the first half, you saw the defenses for both standing tall, 3-3. And then it was almost like a 51-second split where Notre Dame just went nuts. They just went crazy. Everything that they were trying to do happened in 50 seconds. So you got to keep in mind, Notre Dame is at a place where a lot of people think they didn't deserve to be here. They looked at the loss that they had earlier in the season. It was like, well, why is Notre Dame here? They're here because their defense has played better, their offense has played better, and you saw in the second half they outcoached Kirby Smart in Georgia and played better. Against Penn State, they are going to have the same type of game that they had this game. Penn State does have offensive weapons that can go off. They do have a defense that can be stout, and they do have playmaking ability on both sides of the ball. Notre Dame is filled with transfers from last season that essentially were different places around the country, and they've been the fire starters for what they've done this year. Looking at Notre Dame's choices, I believe that if they put the ball in one or two places, they want to make sure that their special teams is on point, because special teams sets up everything that they wanted to do. If you look at the transition and how they were able to get ahead of Georgia, it started with special teams, consistently making sure that Georgia didn't get good field position, and also making sure when they did get kick returns, they did get punt returns, they were making good decisions, good choices. And then secondly, I think the defense is going to lead the way for Notre Dame against Penn State. You got to keep in mind, both these defenses are sharp. Both these defenses have NFL caliber talent on it. The offenses on both sides leave you something to wonder. You have one of the best tight ends in Penn State, not only in history, but all of college football. You got to watch out for him. You always got to make sure that he's covered, double covered, triple covered at all times, because not only does he get open, he scores touchdowns. So from the standpoint, this is going to be which defense rises to the occasion best. Because Georgia didn't have a quarterback, that makes me think that the defense had a little bit of an easier time versus them having to face Carson Beck versus them having to face Stockton. So let's just be clear, Stockton didn't play all year. He was a guy that's not really heavily recruited, but from a standpoint, he wasn't a threat to, you would think that he was going to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. So the arm strength wasn't there as far as him being able to challenge defenses or go over the top. So from that standpoint there, I think they got it off easy. But in this one here, I'm going to go with Notre Dame. I'm going to be picking Notre Dame to win this football game. I do not believe in James Franklin. I think that he won one game. The one big game he won was last one against Boise State, but he should have won that one. So this one here is going to leave a lot to be desired, and there's going to be a lot of prove it in this game. You want to see James Franklin and Penn State prove it? I don't believe in them right now. He's going to have to win this game to show me something. And are you Notre Dame fans? Are you Penn State fans? Get in the comment section below. Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus. We'll see you on the very next episode.